Hi, I'm Tyson Franklin, and welcome to this week's episode of It's No Secret with Dr. T, the mini episode that comes out on a Friday. Today, I want to talk about choosing an appropriate business name. But before I get started, just want to give a shout out to Michael Folossi for his 5-star Apple podcast review. Now, Michael is a dentist down in Adelaide, and he says that this show is definitely worth listening to. So, Michael, thank you very much. So, let's get on to this episode. The reason your business name is so important is because it's part of your business identity. It can help set you apart from your competitors and also demonstrate the type of business you are and the clientele that you actually want to attract. For example, if the word discount appears in your business name, you immediately think cheaper prices. But do you also think they provide a lesser service? I'm not sure. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. If the words rapid, fast, or speedy appear in a business name, I'm expecting rapid, fast, and speedy service. And if I don't get that, I would be really, really annoyed. So everyone wants to have a really cool business name, but it's important to note that your business name is the first image you put out there about your business. So it must be a reflection of the type of business you want to have one day. So when you develop your business name, make sure it represents you correctly. Remember, your business name has the ability to either attract or repel people. So you need to give it some serious thought, but don't try and be too clever. Here's some really good news though. If you currently have a business name and you're no longer happy with it, change it. There's no law stopping you from changing your business name if you don't particularly like it. And this is especially important if your business has changed and evolved over the years. So what you used to do, if you're not really doing that now, doesn't mean you have to keep the same business name. Where your business starts is not where it has to finish. Just keep that in mind. Your business may even be known for one thing, but if your business now provides a different service, make sure your name reflects this change and what you're actually doing now so people can find you. When it comes to creating a business name, you should make sure it's easy to remember and easy to read. A simple name is a good name, and it should also be unique if possible. Definitely avoid being too generic, and if possible, don't use everyday words that may be used in your industry. For example, in the health industry, the words clinic and center are very common, but they are both what I call nothing words. For example, if a business is called ABC Podiatry Center or ABC Dental Clinic, all you remember is the word center or clinic. So if there are 10 businesses all ending the same way with clinic and center, it's really easy to get lost in the crowd because they're all going to sound the same. And here's a quick test for you to try out. Look at your business name and remove nothing words. Words that you don't think may be necessary anymore. And see, does your business still have the same meaning? And if it does, then maybe that's something you should do is pull a few words out. I remember when I had my podiatry business, and initially it was called ProArch Podiatry Center. Then I set up a clinic in Mackay and it was called ProArch Podiatry Center. I then went in partnership with somebody else and ended up selling that business. The person I sold the business to wanted to license the name from me. I said, yeah, that's fine. And it was still called ProArch Podiatry Center. Then I learnt about nothing words. So I decided to change the word to just ProArch Podiatry. Now that particular person got a bit annoyed with me changing the name and taking the word center out. And we decided to part ways, and they ended up opening their own business. And in their podiatry business, they had the word center in there. But what was funny is about 4 years later, all of a sudden they dropped that and they just went with their podiatry name. So I think eventually, if you take a look at your own business name, if there's a few words in there that don't make any sense or don't really add any extra meaning to your business name, think about taking them out. And before you go any further with a business name, always check if someone else is using a similar business name to the one you are considering. A simple online business search in your country will take you to the appropriate website to do this. You'll be surprised how many businesses have similar names and they wonder why they can't get found online. More and more people go online to look for services and search for information. So if they type in your business name or something similar, will they get your business or will they get a competitor's business name that sounds very similar to yours? Now, this can be frustrating if you've been busting your butt on advertising and marketing and your competitor is sitting back and just enjoying your efforts. It's also important to see if the domain name for your business has already been taken. Domain names are important real estate, and there would be nothing more frustrating than registering your business name only to find out afterwards that somebody has that domain name and all the variations. I know that if I see a business name, I expect the domain name to be identical to the business name or a slightly shorter version. For example, a friend of mine, Nikki Jerd, who's also been a guest on this podcast, owns a website development company called Precedence, and her website is called precedence.com.au, as expected. If the domain name is available, I'd suggest registering both the domain in your country and also the .com, as the .com is becoming really, really popular. So if you're based in Australia, you would grab both the .com.au, and if you're in the UK, you'd grab the .com.uk as well as the .com. Another important question to ask is, can your business name grow with you? If you're planning on world domination, will your business name still work, or does your business name contain your street address or the city you operate in? This will be a problem only if you're deciding to expand in the future. Next, I want to discuss misspelt business names. Now, the jury is still out on business names deliberately being spelt incorrectly. It may look clever on paper, but if you're having to constantly spell it out for someone so they can find you online because of the odd or incorrect spelling, is it really a clever name? Especially if it could be spelt correctly and have the exact same meaning. For example, I know some business owners that use the word fix, P-H-Y-X, instead of F-I-X, or for you, a for and a U instead of for you, F-O-R-Y-O-U. And on both occasions, they've had to clarify their business name and, more importantly, their website address. So just be careful. Now, this doesn't mean odd spelling business names won't work long term. They will. But be aware you may have to work harder in the beginning for people to understand what you've done with the name. So the PHYX, confusing at the start, but now that a lot of people, say in Cairns, know what it means, it's easy for them to find them. But once you have created your business name, I cannot stress enough, you need to protect it because your business name has value. Just having it registered in your state gives you no protection nationally. So the best option is to register a trademark. You can register a trademark over the internet yourself quite easily, which I have done, I think, on 11 occasions, or you can seek legal help, which may be the better option if you're concerned with doing it the right way, or if you're planning to go international, but this will cost you more. I discussed trademarks and business names with Donna Patani on episode 39, and it was titled, Don't Take a Knife to a Gunfight, which is worth checking out if you're wanting to really protect the business name you've created. The final point I want to mention about business names is to regularly check online if someone else is using your business name in another state, and this is especially important if you have a registered trademark. It's also important to do online searches because some companies may try to import products from other countries that contain your trademarked business name. This happened to my wife and I a few years ago with our shoe store called Walk-Right Footwear. We had the trademark Walk-Right Footwear. An Australian company tried to import footwear from overseas that were called Walk-Right, and because we had the trademark, we were able to stop them. If they had have asked us for permission first, maybe we may have negotiated something, but that wasn't what happened. So if you ever find a company or individual has breached your trademark, you need to take action immediately. And if you do not feel confident contacting them yourself, you need to seek legal advice, and do not delay on this. You need to protect your business name and everything that goes along with it. So I hope you find this information helpful, and remember, your business name is one of your greatest business assets, so protect it. So that's all from me. If you have any questions about this particular podcast, please send me an email, tf@tysonfranklin.com. And if you've been enjoying this podcast series, please put a big smile on my face if you want to do a review online. So that's it from me. Look after yourself, look after your family, and I will talk to you again next week. Bye for now.